Hey students, so for our last lecture about sa energy producing metabolic pathways, so for today's lesson, let's talk about the last pathway that is called electron transport chain. Ano, to start with, so we already discussed this glycolysis, the 10th step of glycolysis, which is ang target natin sa glycolysis is to produce the pyruvate, an important byproduct for the creation of this acetyl-CoA that will be needed to fuel this cycle called Krebs cycle. That this Krebs cycle is important for producing the electron carrier, the FADH2 and the NADH for our last energy producing metabolic pathway or processes that is called electron transport chain. Okay. Now, reminders lang po, pagka po glycolysis, this is ano po this is anaerobic process, meaning it does not require oxygen. Then, if the glycolysis produce this pyruvate. Okay? So pyruvate may dalawa siyang possible mangyari. With the presence of oxygen, ito nga po 'yon, magiging acetyl-CoA siya. And without oxygen, it can be converted into lactate through the enzyme called lactate dehydrogenase. So meron po tayong mapoproduce dito sa pyruvate metabolism na NADH din po at saka H+, which can be utilized also to this electron transport chain. So bale, ang target natin kasi dito ma-create is this molecule. Yan. They will fuel this electron transport chain to produce massive amount of ATP. Ano? Then also sa Krebs cycle, si Krebs cycle po may pinakamadaming na puproduce na electron carrier, the NADH and the FADH2. Okay, to begin with, again, yung ating pong glycolysis ay is happening on the cytoplasm of the cell, and the final step or energy production is happening on our powerhouse of the cell called the mitochondrion. Ano, pag isa lang mitochondrion, magpadami sila mitochondria. Now, here we have here inside the mitochondrion, we have the mitochondrial matrix here. This is the mitochondrial matrix. Dito po nangyayari ang ang Krebs cycle. Then we have the outer membrane, yan. Then we have the inner membrane. Dun po sa mismong inner membrane, andyan po nakalagay yung ating electron transport chain that generates massive amount of ATP. Okay? Yung between po the space ng outer membrane and the inner membrane, ito pong nakikita nyo yan. Yan. This is called the intermembrane space. Okay? So now, siguro naman okay na po tayo sa anatomy ng ating pupuntahan uling location sa inside the cell for energy production. So now let's go ahead and talk about this one, the electron transport chain. Okay? So this is the structure of the inter or inner membrane of the mitochondria. Ano, inner membrane po. Then between the inner membrane and the outer membranes, dun sa labas, outer membrane, we have the intermembrane space. Okay, this is what the inner membrane looks like. It has a complex. Ano? So dito po yung mitochondrial matrix, yung sa loob ng yung fluid space sa loob ng kung saan nangyari ang Krebs cycle. And one of the important products ng Krebs cycle, alam naman natin na NADH at saka FADH2 that will fuel this complexes na meron sa electron transport chain. Now, by the way, meron po tayo ditong five complex. We have the complex 1, complex 2, complex 3, complex 4, and complex 5. Bale, oversimplified na lang po yung explanation natin ng electron transfer chain dito. Medyo complex din itong process na to pero i-simplify na lang po natin. So, aside from complex 1 to 5, meron din po tayong dalawang protein ditong naka-embed sa ating membrane. We have the coenzyme Q or also known as ubiquinone and the cytochrome C. Okay? So, daanan din po sila ng electrons mamaya dun sa mga electron na dadaan dito sa ating complex. Okay? So, Now, what's the purpose of electron transport chain? The main purpose of electron transport chain is to produce ATP, utilizing the proton gradient or yung H plus ions gradient inside the mitochondria and in here in the intermembrane space. Okay. Now, since nangyari ditong glycolysis, bale, meron po tayo ditong mga H plus ions na produce ng glycolysis at saka ng Krebs cycle yan. So dito po sa mitochondrial matrix, mataas po yung concentration ng H plus. So ang gagawin po ng electron transport chain is papataasin po yung concentration ng H plus dito sa labas para magiging ano siya, way para mag-generate or mag-create ng energy dito sa complex 5 mamaya dito sa ATP synthase ano. So this complex 5 is also known as the ATP synthase kung saan ito po yung talagang gumagawa ng maraming ATP. Okay? So by the way, let me ano lang po pala na ito pong complex 1 to 4 is this one is the electron transport chain. Dito po dumadaan yung electron. Then ito pong complex 5, this is known the process called chemiosmosis. Okay? So, then, 'pag pinag-add po natin yung dalawang process, 'pag ito lang pong 1 to 4, this is technically electron transport chain. Pero pagka itong dalawang process pinagsama natin, this is called as oxidative phosphorylation na. Oxidative phosphorylation. Okay? Yung complex, 'pag tinanong sa inyo complex 1 to 5, that is oxidative phosphorylation. Pero po complex 1 to 4 lang po, that is also known as the electron transport chain. Okay? Yun po yung mga basic concept na ano, you should be familiar or reminders lang po sa everyone. Okay? So let me erase this annotation kasi magsusulat tayo dito ng mga process ng electrons. So now let's go ahead and start na po natin yung process. Now, in the process of what we call the Krebs cycle, we produce the important product or intermediates for this electron transport chain, the NAD plus. In complex 1, the NADH, the NADH pala, sorry, NADH is being oxidized to become NAD plus. Ibig sabihin, this NADH will give its electron to this complex one, generating energy. Ano? So let me uh, write the electrons. So the electrons is being given off to this electron. This complex one. So the electron that is given off by the NADH to this complex one will supercharge elect this ano this complex. So it will be supercharged. So dilaw ano yan for example. So energized po siya na supercharge. Then the supercharging of this complex one will cause the pumping of this hydrogen ions inside the mitochondrial matrix. So the hydrogen ions will be pumped out in the outside the mitochondrial matrix to the intermembrane space. So starting to create a concentration gradient of the protons inside and outside. So now, the electrons which is generated by this oxidation of NADH to NAD plus will stay here in the complex one waiting for a further instruction. Now, after po niyan, yung pong electrons here in the complex one will travel how? Ito ay magta-travel papunta sa coenzyme Q. Okay? So, by the way, reminders lang po, ang NADH po ay specific lang po siya sa complex 1 na NADH. So, yung electrons ng NADH na binigay sa complex 1 ay pupunta sa coenzyme Q, will travel. So that's why this is called electron transport chain. Ano? So next is another molecule from the Krebs cycle ang na-create, yung FADH naman, FADH. If you FADH2 pala, sorry. Then it will be also oxidized here. That's why it's called oxidative phosphorylation. Ano? So yung FADH magiging FAD. So giving off its electron again to this complex 2. Then the complex 2 will hindi siya masa-supercharge. So it does not pump the hydrogen ions outside of the sun. Tandaan niyo, ang complex 2 po hindi po siya na-supercharge and it cannot pump proton or H plus ions outside the mitochondrial matrix. That's why it is the electron will be staying here, wait for further instruction or reaction, and after a while it will be transferred also to coenzyme Q. Okay, so the coenzyme Q will catch the electrons from uh complex 1 and complex 2. Tandaan nyo, complex 1, complex 2 ay sa coenzyme Q. Then okay na po tayo dito sa complex 1, complex 2. Ang complex 1, specifically sa NADH po yan, pakitanda na lang para pag tinanong sa exam. And then ang complex 2 ay sa FADH2. They will give their electrons to supercharge, pumping H plus ions outside the solution, which is the target of this electron transport chain. So, this electron transport chain po na 1 to 4. Okay? Ang hindi lang po nagpa-pump ng ano diyan, H plus ions is this complex number 2. Okay, now from coenzyme QA, their electrons will travel down to the complex 3. Now, ang complex 3 po nasu-supercharge. So, ganito, isu-supercharge po niya yung complex 3. So, let me highlight again the yellow aura. Yan. Ibig sabihin na supercharge. And this will pump out the H plus ions outside the inner mitochondrial, sorry, in the intermembrane space. Okay? So from so what happened to the concentration here inside this become low. Nagki-create na po tayo ng concentration gradient, ng H plus ion. So what happened to the concentration outside? This become high. Okay? So that's what's the effect of this electron transport chain. Nagiging high po yung labas, low yung concentration ng H plus ion. Yung mga H plus naman, na-generate din yan sa mga Krebs cycle, tsaka multiple metabolic pathways na nangyayari inside the cell. Okay? Or inside the mitochondrion pala. Mitochondrion lang ng cell. Yeah, specifically the Krebs cycle. So now, nasa complex 3 na tayo. Yung ating electrons will travel. Papansin niyo na wala na tayong electron carrier na ginagamit pagdating dito sa complex 3 at 4. Nagta-travel na lang yung electron natin. So, bale sa cytochrome C, marireceive po natin yung ating electron. Bale, oversimplified na lang po natin yung process. Hindi ko na masyadong binabanggit yung mga multiple steps na nangyayari dyan. Then, from cytochrome C, magta-travel to complex 4. So, yung complex 4 po ay pwede rin po siyang ma-supercharge. Tanda nyo, nasu-supercharge din po siya. Then, lagyan natin ng ibig sabihin, pag nilagyan ko ng aura na yellow, it can become supercharged because of that electrons. Then, it will pump out hydrogen ions papunta sa intermembrane space. So, the concentration gradient is super, super high na po. Madami na po tayong H plus ion sa labas ng ating mitochondrial matrix. Now, this high concentration outside or this high concentration gradient. Pag sinabing gradient, yung pagkakaiba ng concentration outside and inside the membrane. So this difference of concentration or high difference outside and outside will be used by this complex number 5 called the ATP synthase. Yung ATP synthase natin, ang gagamitin niyang energy source is yung mga protons. Ano? So, by the way, yung electrons po dito ay meron pa po siyang pinakang lasa pero hindi po dito sa complex 5. Ang pinakang last na acceptor ha pag tinanong sa exam is the oxygen, okay? Kasi aerobic naman po ang Krebs cycle. Aerobic process siya. So it requires oxygen. So may oxygen po tayo dito. Kaya nga siya tinawag na oxidative phosphorylation. Yung pong oxygen will accept this electron. This is the final acceptor. Yung oxygen will accept the electrons, breaking the oxygen into two oxygen ions. And every two oxygen ions will attract this proton, two protons. Kasi negative 2 ang oxygen, di ba? So, pag nag-attract sila ng proton na dalawa, yung every negative 2 na oxygen, it will become H2O. So, we produce 2H2O along this process of the electron transport chain. Okay? So, bale, yung electrons po required po siyang i-accept ni oxygen at the last of this electron transport chain para matigil po yung chain. Then, after ng Krebs cycle, meron po uling panibago NADH, FADH2 para magbigay ng electrons dito sa electron transport chain. Paulit-ulit lang po. Then pump ng hydrogen ions that will power this ATP synthase. Now, sa ATP synthase, there is the approaching ADP molecule, ano, yung adenosine diphosphate, it will be converted to ATP. Siya po yung responsible sa production ng ATP. Ano po yung nagpa-power nitong ATP production na ito? Di syempre, yung high concentration gradient na ang mangyayari dito sa mga protons na madami, H plus ions, will pump inside. Papasok naman po sa complex 5 yung mga protons. So yung kada protons po na pumapasok dito will excite this complex to produce continuously ng ATP. So ibig sabihin, hangga't may NADH, hanggang may FADH2, tuloy ang pag-produce ng ATP. Ano? So, paano ga natin made-derate itong NADH, FADH2? Siyempre sa mga process like glycolysis, kapag meron tayong mga precursor like glucose. So, tuloy-tuloy lang po itong production ng ATP sa mitochondria. Ano? So, that is the whole process of electron transport chain. I-repeat nyo lang po yung video para maano nyo po yung whole process kung paano nangyayari. This is very simplified, na version ng electron transport chain. Now, the importance of the three metabolic pathway na we have discussed is gaano kadaming ATP yung produces in total ng mga metabolic pathway. Kasi ang title naman nitong dinidiscuss nating lesson is the metabolic pathways for energy production. Okay? So now let's talk about the ATP yield of the entire process of cellular respiration from glycolysis to TCA cycle to the ETC or electron transport chain. Okay? In glycolysis, we all know we produce 2 ATP, right? So ATP produced natin from glycolysis is 2. Then ito pong NADH may produce also. NADH is very important in ETC. So itong NADH will come into ETC also sa electron transport chain. And in electron transport chain, ang mga biochemists sa pag-aralan na kada NADH, it is equivalent to 2.5 ATP. So, ibig sabihin, ita-times natin sa 2.5. So, ang isang NADH ay kaya mag-produce ng 2.5 ATP kapag dumaan sa electron transport chain. So, ibig sabihin, we have a total of uh, uh, 5 ATP produced from this NADH na produce natin sa process ng glycolysis. So, 5. Next, sa pyruvate metabolism. Ito naman pyruvate metabolism, nangyayari lang ito pag walang oxygen. Kasi yung pyruvate natin, it cannot be converted into acetyl-CoA and used in TCA cycle if no oxygen. So, if no oxygen, balikan natin yung process. Dito po sa ating process, if no oxidant, it can be converted into lactate, yung pyruvate. So, meron po tayong mapuproduce doon na dalawang NADH, which is makikita nyo doon sa kanya, sa pyruvate nito. So, we have 2 NADH. So, ang 2 NADH is equivalent ulit nga sa ilan? Sa pagdumaan siya sa ETC, so electron transport chain, equivalent to 5 ATP. So, another 5 ATP po ang para sa anaerobic metabolism of pyruvate. Ano pag naging ano siya lactate. Next, for the TCA cycle, ito po 'yon, yung ating NADH. Sa TCA cycle, review na lang na the process para makita niyo kung bakit 6. Bale, meron po tayong 6 na NADH na na-produce and we have 2 FADH2 and 2 ATP. Yung ATP po doon, yun yung nakikita yung GTP. Yung GTP kasi i-re-reconvert pa rin sa ATP. So bale, meron tayong conversion ulit sa ETC. So dadalhin itong mga ito sa electron transport chain. Then alam natin yung conversion na pag po NADH, it is multiplied to 2.5. Kapag FADH2, it is multiplied po 1.5 para ma-convert natin sa ATP. So 6 times 2.5 equals 15. 15 ATP for NADH na produce ng TCA cycle and 2 times 1.5 equals 3. So we have 15 plus 3 plus meron pa siyang dalawang ATP from GTP. So we have 2. So all in all, a total na gain ng energy natin from the energy producing metabolic pathways ay 2 plus 5 equals 12 plus 3 equals 15 plus 15 equals 30 plus 2 equals 32. Pag tinanong sa inyo yung total na energy gain ng lahat-lahat ng metabolic pathway involving energy production, we have ng to ng cellular respiration, we have 32 in total. Okay? So, that's all for this video. I hope ay lahat ng metabolic pathway, yung ating glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and ETC or electron transport chain ay nagkameron kayo ng kahit papaanong familiarization kung paano nagwo-work yung mga process to produce this lovely molecule ATP. Okay? That's all for this video and God bless guys sa inyong final exam.